Well, that very disappointing loss. Probably lots of things to look back on and talk about, and in that in that game, but had an opportunity to win and let it slip away, and then couldn't respond in overtime. Questions?
Mike, the game changed on Tanner's interception down the south end there.
Yeah.
Protection was kind of a tough thing all day. What did you see on that play?
Well, we actually had what would normally be a max protection called. We got beat on a stunt, and he was free, and the hit caused the interception. We thought it looked like a real good play, but it turned into a real bad play. I just said that field goal here makes it a two-score win.
What's the level of concern with the run defense, not just today, but the last few
Yeah.
games?
They again hit some seams in there that we didn't quite get to, especially I think probably somewhat throughout and one near the end, but definitely early. We weren't setting the edge and getting the width on their reach blocking, wide blocking, perimeter runs out there. So we didn't do a good job on that until, except later at times we seemed to get a little bit of a handle on parts of their run game, and we did better second, third quarter. I would say that, but early on it was not good, and the totals aren't good.
The overtime offensive series, what do you see as the breakdowns on that series of plays?
Well, I think that obviously the biggest play in that, the negative for us, was a sack screen pass that we tried to throw. That was, when you get that far behind even the sticks in an overtime deal, it's not fun, and that's what really caused that collapse of that drive.
I feel like even though you got 3 points out of that 8-play drive, that was the beginning of missed opportunities.
I thought that that frankly did worry me when we didn't score a touchdown right there. I thought that would have been the perfect drive to kind of capitalize with a touchdown, 7 points instead of 3. That was disappointing.
Why, when you think about that second down screen ball, how much problems deal with that with screens this year?
Well, we have, but as of late we hit a couple, and but that obviously was bad timing for that play.
You got the big score last week, but do you feel like those opportunities to sort of take them in and grab control has been being for more than just this week?
I absolutely think that that you need to do what we did a week ago, overtime, to have an identity about being able to do that and respond, and so I would have to just say that we're not yet there.
Where do you go from here, Mike? Just 4 and 5, obviously not where you want to be. But what's going to be the key to not letting this thing?
I think that we've already began that next phase about how they handle this in the next 24 hours. I think that they'll be back to work on Monday, and we'll have an opportunity to kind of build it up through the week, and we will do that. I feel real good about how this staff has responded throughout. I think the players listen to him, believe in him. I think they'll get coached again, and we'll get ready to go play. That's what I think will happen. It's not easy to talk about that process right now, but that's what has to happen in the next 24 hours. Is you have to kind of turn it over to that next deal, and the coaches will come in here and get this film out of the way and start on Minnesota.
From your vantage point on the field, what was Northwestern's game plan in terms of its pass defense? It seemed to give the quarterback issues.
You know, I think that they spent a good deal of time with different looks, kind of curveballs to the short side of the field on Stanley. You know, and it wasn't necessarily different what they'd done. It was just more of an emphasis of what they did most often, I think, was it. And then, you know, we got surprised with a couple of coverages. Not that they haven't run those coverages, but we just got surprised with a couple of them when they intercepted those out routes earlier in the game.
What was same guy both times? What was he doing that you were surprised? If it came down and it was underneath him? Or what was surprising about him?
Well, the first time he didn't have a lot of space to have to cover because the ball was in the middle of the field. The second time he did, but you know, I think that the first thing that a quarterback has to see right there, Sam, is whether it's man or zone. And so we just I believe we didn't recognize that guy slipped out into zone coverage off of covering down on a man that was inside of it. So he just slipped out, and we didn't see it in time. That should make it for, actually, you know, that's how you teach quarterbacks. The dominoes that fall from there, when that guy moves, then the next throw becomes available. And Tanner's good at that, you know. It just made a mistake.
Is there a particular player, somebody that stood out on Northwestern's 84-yard drive that tied it? I know Lamar had a penalty in there that was kind of costly. Was there anything else that caught your eye on that drive?
You know, that was, I think wasn't there a big pass play, third down over the middle? You know what I'm talking about? That was an impressive play. I don't know about people, but I thought they had a good mixture on that whole drive.
And on the first and 10 for 45, trying to drive for that field goal, throw it deep. Was that the read you both keep making?
Yeah, I think that the way they were playing, you know, I didn't think that was a bad play.
You were kind of in no man's land. Did you give thought to Northwestern's range there? I know it would have been a long one.
Yeah. You know, when you're and going that way, we were going, and that was the wrong way to be going for just a shot like that.
Coach, you mentioned how it's not easy to think about bouncing back during a moment like this, understandably so, and there have been these moments throughout the season. Are you sensing any emotional attrition amongst the guys?
No, and you know, just like everything right now, it's a little too early to assess that. I mean, we just finished the game not long ago, so to know how they're going to react, you know, in the next 48 hours, by the time we get to Monday's practice or whenever that is, that's when we'll know more, right? No. Oh, I was just checking it out, keeping an eye.
Northwestern came in with 2 back-to-back overtime games, and you guys had a lead in the second half. How do you feel overall, like your team handled the second half?
Well, we're obviously disappointed in our finish. You know, it felt like had been some good football, and then it kind of felt like deflated right through and into the overtime. Now the defense did their best, I think, after giving up some yardage early in the overtime to try to keep them out. Went to 4th down and didn't quite get it done, but did a good job up to that point.
With the offense with 2 chances to go up by 14, your assessment of that?
Well, that's the deflating, disappointing part. You know, we had our chances to take a lead that would have made them have to get 2 scores in the 4th quarter, and we didn't do it.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you.